But then it leads to the second question that I have is, so if we have some couple of startups that want to focus on these particular areas, logistic, infrastructure, education, and agriculture, to name a few that you mentioned, then the question is, what challenges do you think they should be prepared for? I know there are many, but
one of the biggest challenges in Africa, even if you haven't found it, is access to funds.
So let's bring it down first to Nigeria.
So, because the cost of capital is too expensive, and entrepreneurship drives on capital injection. Just simple. Opportunities that exist as we understand, the cost per capital so time quantities.
Interest rate, for example.
Interest rates. Even when you get the funds, where's the money? This is funny. In America, you don't have to be born to a wealthy family. You have a very fantastic idea, and you should be funded.
Yeah.
In Nigeria, it's a lot more difficult. If you come from a wealthy family, yes, there are chances that you will
make that.
Your family wealth can fund your early stage orchestrations. But in Nigeria, that might be difficult when you have some access. So you have to be very, very ingenious, and even the interest rate that exists are key.
What is it now? 20%, 40%?
I mean, money policy rate is 15% that increases. So maybe banks are going to be 20%.
That's
that, and not like the banks don't lend to startups.
I know.
So the startup, you have to find money from family and friends.
And what is like the VC?
The venture capital industry is there, but if you are an agricultural person, VC is not going to fund you because it's very scalable. VC is about something that is very scalable.
Very scalable and something that
can go very fast. And leverage technology.
They are predictable a bit.
They can even use technology to scale.
Because they want their money back. I mean, it makes sense.
Scalability is not even that they don't want their money. It's not their money back. Agriculture can get their money back, but it's not very scalable. Because it's asset heavy.
True.
You have to have land. But you can build one Microsoft software now. And you can sell it to 10 million people. Without buying land in every country. You just leverage cloud and distribute. So this is a more particular about scalable idea. That means ideas you can levitate, like can move from 1,000 to 1 million to 2 million, 3 million, maybe in 6 months. By just acquisition.
Let's assume, do we even have that? I mean, the industry in Nigeria, the VC industry, are they robust enough?
Well, it has grown. Nigeria is a fact. I mean, all the VC money probably that comes to Africa comes most of Nigeria country. So Nigeria, because Nigeria is
the population is there.
Population is there, and then the drive
and creativity.
Nigerians are driven. They don't just give up on something just because it's not working at first attempt. So I mean, the VC industry that made money from has grown in Nigeria. The industry that most of them fund is fintech. Primarily fintech.
So edutech is not.
They fund edutech too. They do, but Visa they are particular about scale. So can you sell this thing to 1 million billions? Can you sell this to 1 million people and you use it every day or every month? So it's like a subscription window, for instance. This for instance now, I have a solution that people are paying $100 every month. Can you sell it to 1 million people that pay $100 every month? That's how this is thing. But that doesn't mean that so there are other financial instruments that can support other industries. In America, for instance, that the banks support families.
Of course.
Because they are just about return on their money. They are not about skill. If I borrow you 10 million and the interest rate is 25%, I want to make you back at 10 million to 5% please. After a year or 2 years.
Depending on the agreement.
They are not interested in skill. VCs are interested in, you can invest in 10 companies, just need one of them to scale and become $1 billion or become a unicorn, and they've cashed out. So that's what this VC model is. The VC model is they have high appetite for risk.
Because the reward is high.
Because the reward is high. So that's why sometimes they put their money somewhere and they just go. But they are not so interested in whether the problem you are solving is a problem or not.
Yes.
If it's a problem that you're solving and can scale, you're fine.
True.
Do you get it? It's not if the fact that Nigeria is providing food for Nigerians, it's not enough for a visa.
No. Scalability.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Can you scale it?
Yeah, makes sense. So, but then from your conversation, I picked up that fintech industry is the main thing now.
Yeah,
that is my assumption.
So most investors are going to, because there's still a lot to do in fintech, not finance. Learning Nigeria is still very new.
Like you said, for
learning
comparison to
but most economists, learning is a very critical part of their financial system.
It's the backbone.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So learning is still very weak. So that's it exists. But even product-facing fintech is still a lot of opportunities there. So the fintech industry, because it's very scalable, this is what I'm interested in. Because you just imagine, it's user-based trading.
Sure.
And people must spend money every day.
True. And I mean, Nigerian economy is more like daily earning models.
Transaction based. So the fintech is still attractive, even though some people have dominated certain sectors of the industry very well. That if you're going to come into us to outplay them, you take a lot of investments. So people have held on to the rails quite well. So, but I think that investors know what they say. So that's my own opinion. There's still a lot of positivity. Personally, I don't think that at the point we will also have fintech at the point, because it just makes a lot of sense to be able to enable value via learning. They enable access to value via learning. That is actually, you just have the companies to pay back. Once that is tested, sorted, then we can create a system that will now create opportunities for your access. What it actually access.
Two things are coming to my mind, but let me jump on this first one. Pardon for this second question. But the first one is if you're saying lending, if you look at most of these fintech companies coming up, I see them as more like transaction. Some of them do lending. Okay, then the other question is, so if you say fintech, which other one do you think, Nigerian context now, that the startups are, or the VCs are looking at?
Okay, so it depends on what they're solving. So there are gaps, there's still gaps being technology. So he's finding those gaps and solving for it.
So it's still fintech.
It's fintech, but it's like solving a gap. So you are playing an industry, for instance, now, and there's a gap in that industry. But that gap can be enabled by finance.
That's what you're saying.
Digits. So for instance, now let's assume that maybe you sell
like agriculture and you need loan. Something.
Okay, so they can, and they have maybe there's a lot of people in that value chain who are viable, but nobody is providing credit to their efforts. You can solve that.
Okay. So it's kind of interrelated.
So there are gaps in sectors that can be financed with financial technology.
That's where they all come to.
Okay, so for instance, now let's say, a company called Credit Power and Bolt into partners to fund people's rights for credit. So you can now book Bolt or credit. But the company that is giving you that credit and they're able to your ability to pay.
Okay.
So that's a fintech. That's a fintech that probably don't exist for now. And it could be a very valuable fintech. They would have looked at later. How many boats right every day? It could be maybe $1 billion or $2 billion. And if half of that, or even on top of that, is borrowing money from you every day, even 100,000 people borrow money from every day, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of interest that will generate all the money you have borrowed.
So, yeah, makes perfect sense. So, looking at that example you gave, the credit part is, I won't say it's logistic, but what's the other one? Mobility, but then using fintech technology to solve a need in mobility. It makes sense. It does make sense.